that's why I was telling Anthony, like when it comes to people with religion, they become so stagnant to the point they just don't move, they get stuck.
That's right. Atrophy. That's what atrophy is.
Literally in their mind and then physically they get stuck.
They get stuck.
And then when you come talking to them about movement, then they say, "Oh, you're moving too fast, or you're not doing this right," or it's more critiquing than it is you actually doing.
That's something. Right. That's right. Absolutely.
I guess the biggest part is being able to, like you said, something that was key. Don't take it personal. What I took for it, just keep moving. And then ultimately, it's not going to be a. I know you said how many you all left from Chicago?
It was when we first went to Liberia, it was about 400.
But of course, that number dwindled. It dwindled, right? As you shared. So is it? It's not a matter of numbers, but just if it's two people on the same wavelength or energy,
that's right.
Move with that, and then whoever attaches itself, obviously have discernment. Weed out the ones that's not there. That's right. Be there, but keep going. And that's the hardest part. Because of course, you want everybody to be like, "Don't you see it? Just do it." You know what I mean? Come with me. Come along. Not come with us, but come along because we need.
All right, so we are back. Just for those, because like I said, we're gonna attack every part of it. Every time they shut us off, we're gonna keep attacking it because ain't nothing we say that ain't true. There's nothing we say, like you said, can't be researched. And so with the understanding of what you're bringing forth right now, and we start talking about that. Yeah.
And in saying that, to this day, there are thousands of white people on YouTube and the various platforms saying the same thing that I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I ain't saying nothing white people ain't saying about themselves.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, I can speak just as vehemently about Black people who done sold us out and did all kind of things, you understand?
Right.
And just try to be whiter than white people who have been oppressors.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Who owned slaves, who sold out whole tribes and all that kind of stuff. We ain't remiss on that.
Right.
That's why we say at the end of the day, the reason why we left was to do all that we could for all the disenfranchised people on the planet. And if you disenfranchised, we work for you too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when Martin Luther King was marching and he used to get locked up, he used to talk to the sheriffs and the deputies, right?
Right.
And he said when he talked to the sheriffs and the deputies, he used to ask them, what their lives was like. And he said when they described their lives, he said, y'all got the same lives we got. Y'all should be out there marching with us. And every time he had a chance to say that, he would say that. But I would be remiss on the whole month, Black History Month, which for us is every minute, every second of every day.
Yeah.
Right? That when Martin Luther King, the reason why I have so much respect for him is because he found out late, but on his way out, he was saying, look, what I did didn't work. He said it. He told Harry Belafonte, I believe we have integrated our people into a burning house. And said we was doing better when we were segregated.
Yeah.
And then he said he would no longer say that violence should not be a part of the struggle. Now this is Mr. Peace now. And when he did this speech in Memphis, he said, which really was his eulogy, he said,
it was.
I may not get there with you, but we as a people will get to the promised land, right? Now we have to do a whole show so I help y'all understand why he didn't say Israel. He said the promised land.
Yeah.
Because there's a story there.
Yeah.
Right? But since Israel showed up on the map, they knew Black people was going to bum rush the country. So that's something that don't use our name. Goes prior
call
to
that name.
Right. They had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Can you, before we proceed don't forget to answer the question.
I'll go ahead. You propose it. Answer it again. Ask it again.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
So the question was, can you speak on the situation for deportation going on in the North Israel?
Okay. So I can tell you that we've been extremely involved on the Israel side of the equation, because we got people working tirelessly on this situation, to the and then we have been working on the consul general and the congressmen and all of that, and the last 3 consul generals from Israel, the Israeli consul, have really been supporters of ours. And the last time I talked to him, which was a week ago, I was in a meeting with the congressman and the staff of the consul general. And I asked them specific questions, because what you hear is what everybody gets, right? And they said that wasn't nothing going to happen anytime soon, and that we are in this court case, right?
Yeah.
So they're waiting for the court case to be over to see what the judge. Okay. But Trump Netanyahu tried a little shot when he wanted to reelect this guy, Derry, back into his position over immigration and all of that. And he hates the nation, right? But he was trying to bring him back. And what they were trying to do was to change the judiciary so that they could dominate the country, and the country would become a Jewish state, but under the rabbinate, which meant it would become totally fundamentalist, and there would be no room for other types of expression. As a matter of fact, at one point they said that everybody should honor the Shabbat or whatever, but you go to Tel Aviv, man, they partying and stuff. You know what I mean? So they're trying to impose that. And what has happened is that the Israelis population has been in the street, because they're saying, first of all, Netanyahu, is a criminal. He's still up on charges. And his boy that he's trying to reelect, they was in cahoots. You understand? So when we're talking about Israel, we ain't talking about all the white people in Israel. You understand? Because when we went to Israel, we were just as racist as anybody else, because it was white people. And we just come from, reality of being accosted and hung and killed by white people. So when we came in. But when we calmed down, we found out that the people around us were biblically based and were expecting us to show up.
Wow.
It's a bunch of YouTubes of white people in Israel saying, we were happy when we heard you all were here, or we heard that you were coming. Because there was an expectation that we would come and straighten out the country. And we go back thousands of years. There was a testimony that was out there, prophecy. It said that if there was going to be peace in the world, it had to be where? Peace in the Holy Land. So imagine all the people who contextualized by that. And we come as the peacemakers. So certainly they're going to listen to us. You follow me? Yeah. So what has happened is, this is an idea whose time has come. Peace on earth, goodwill to men, toward men. We in it right now. And they called it, the mystic called it, the age of Aquarius. When there would be harmony and understanding. You know what I'm saying? When Jupiter would align with Mars and all that, but those are 2 warring planets. They never.
You said that was more so the mystics, right?
On mystics on the one side.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The Mayans and the Mayan prediction, 2012, not that the world would be destroyed, but there would be the end of an age and the beginning of a new one, which is what we helped usher it in. I got a whole story for that.
Yeah.
And so on the deportation, we're actively dealing with it right now. But the sentiment in Israel, because I was told by the Consul General, is that we love you all, and you all are part of the fabric of Israel. And you served in the IDF, you basically been model citizens or whatever, and we don't want y'all to go nowhere. But there's another prophecy out there where it says that they were not supposed to put their hands on us. That's there. And the people really fear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you'd have to be a Nazi not to fear that. What am I saying? So we talking about Nazis. Same people that Putin's having a problem with. You know what I'm saying? The Germans, the Nazi Germans, who settled in Israel before the Jews showed up. So there's a whole thing about Israel that people do not understand. Israel has been a civil war ever since it was created.
Yeah.
And you can see it on the people. You can see it in the politics. Because why do they got to have coalition governments? Because everybody was trying to pitch in to keep some semblance of normalcy in Israel, while you had all these other warmongers. I mean, which is the reason why Netanyahu and Trump got along. There's a reason why they moved the
capital.
The capital to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Because the Catholic Church is involved too.
Yeah.
They want all the holy sites.
I see what they're doing right now in Africa.
Hey, all I'm saying, it's on.
Yeah.
And it's popping. But there's a sentiment around the world. And sentiments, they take a while to sit in. But the sentiment of peace on earth, people want peace. It's a sentiment now.
Yeah.
You understand? And people don't want the status quo. They don't want. That's why they talking about trying to get people to wear masks again. People say, man, we're not going back in that box. You understand? So what the people are saying that, whether they black, white, pink, with purple polka dots, they saying no more.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we're watching the fall of Babylon. Which, if you go to Revelations, it lays out the fall of Babylon. You can see it. Because in the description of the merchandise that they were selling, slaves and souls of men.
Yeah.
Now, slaves is one thing. But souls of men, that's a whole nother thing. Where they taking your soul. And you can see all the soulless people who've had it taken from them. They don't know whether they coming or going or what they doing. They talking about uptick in violence in the black community. It's an uptick in violence in the whole world.
Yeah.
You talking about we in World War III right now. But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because you wouldn't know what to look for. That's what I'm saying. None of this is our fault. None of this is your fault. So I'm telling our people, look, don't personalize the thing like you doing, like you ain't doing something you supposed to be doing or whatever. You can only do what you know.
Right.
And so as the vast amounts of people are putting information out there, the idea is to assimilate information so that you can open your eyes, come out of a sleep, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then what you find out, there are people there who feel just like you do. And are willing to support you and encourage you to elevate in your consciousness. Because that's the key, to elevating your consciousness so that you get more into reality.
Yeah.
So you understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You said get wisdom and knowledge. Say, but above all, get understanding. Because when you understand the thing, then you know what to do with the thing. And your choices. You can make better choices because you're informed, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing was to take your choice away from you. In the 30th chapter of Deuteronomy, it said, choose ye this day, life and death. And then he gave you the answer, choose life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you choose life, there's a whole army out there about life.
Yeah.
So as it relates to the deportation, y'all don't worry. We've been dealing with this for 60-some years and then 460 years.
Yeah.
White people seek to push their world or whatever, and all we're saying is that they can be whooped. Mm-hmm. So we are concerned, but we ain't scared. Yeah. So when you're concerned, it make you do all the things, that are necessary to make things go the way that you want them to go.
Yeah.
So it just ain't us working on it. It's a whole litany of Jewish people, scholars, and black people, Africans, or whatever, all working and talking about the situation in the moment. Because it can't happen. I know they want to happen, but it can't happen. Because public opinion now is wearing them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to do anything anymore.
No. And it's now
because people going in the street for all kinds of things right now.
Yeah, it's everything being under.
Everything is being challenged. Mm-hmm. That's why you're seeing the fall of Babylon. Go to the 18th chapter of Revelations, where it says, I heard a loud voice coming out of heaven, saying, "Come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins, for her iniquities have reached the heavens."
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's like the nation heart is being hardened, and they're hardening their own heart because everything they keep doing whether it's talking about reparations, but you talking about, like you said, like the AP classes, and that's not the only time they've been doing that.
They've been doing that.
It's on the forefront.
But let me read you something.
Okay.
Because I love using their own words.
You got water right there, yeah.
Okay. I love using their own words because they tell on themselves all the time. Now, I'm going to show you this picture. Where do I point it at? Right here?
Is that a cotton? I can bring it up on the screen too. Let me zoom in for you.
Okay. The reason I want y'all to see this, I want you to know who Alistair Cooks is talking about. He wrote this book called America in the 70s, right?
You said his name's Alistair Cooks?
Alistair Cooks. ALISTAIRCOOKES. And it was one of the best-selling books in America called America. Now, there are a lot of things happening. A lot of people at work working to make things better, coming up with ideas and concepts and organizations and all of that to fight through this thing, right? So he wrote this book. It's called Firebell in the Night. And I just want you to know, because he was one of the top scholars and journalists in America who came from England for the express purpose of being the best in the world kind of thing. So when he wrote this book, it was a bestseller. And I want to just read this paragraph, which illustrates how white people are supposed to keep black people in their place. Now, there's a word that's going to come up. I'm going to accentuate it when I get to it. But they don't just use words frivolously. There's a reason why they use particular words. So chapter 6 is called Firebell in the Night. So that means something on fire, somebody screaming and hollering, you know what I'm saying? Firebell. And we the ones that are supposed to be screaming and hollering when you hear this. It says, for more than 3 centuries, the Negro in America has been interned. Slave, lackey, tenant farmer, hired help, licensed clown, and entertainer who gave to America his cheap labor and his powerful melancholy music, his powerful sad music, right? His lowly status has relentlessly mocked and only very recently challenged the monotonous American declaration that all men are created equal. The Negro has less schooling, worse health, more infant mortality, double or triple the unemployment rate of whites. He is a permanent invalid.
Wow. I thought he
in American society. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know what invalid means, y'all need to look it up right now because it explains it. You say he is permanent, but why would they use the word permanent unless they were serious about that? Now, this is 1975, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the stuff that he recognized in 1975. Why is it the same stuff today? It's the same stuff today because it was etched in permanence. They're saying we would never get out of this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we talking about reparations, we talking about this, we talking about that. But if we ain't create our own world, we gotta suffer through what they do or what they don't do.
Now I think I also had a picture that you showed up there. I'll bring it up on the screen as well as you're talking about that. So people can get a visual. All of a sudden the picture just went away. Let me see if I can get it back. Oh, there it is right there. Right.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that these people are permanent invalids in American society, and the places where he lives, whether in the town or the country, are its casualty wards. And you look around, everybody's sick now.
Yeah.
Everybody's sick. I mean, people dying that you didn't think was supposed to die, dying at young ages, killing themselves, doing all kind of stuff because he's permanent invalid. So you can't, how are you going to get around that when it's institutionalized? So they don't have to have another white face. They just have to keep the institutions going. Right?
Yep.
So the reason why I brought this book up is because this is the contract that white America has with the rest of the white world. Keep your niggas in their place. Permanent invalids. Somebody want look up invalid. Because I want to give you all the definition of invalid because as we close out, well, I might as well read this other piece, man.
Yeah. And what's the name of the book again for those that
It's called America. And you can probably get it for $5. It says, and the best of blacks. It is not possible for us to say what the best of blacks might have become, for they had no chance to show it. And in a warm climate, as Jefferson grimly noted, no man will labor for himself who can make another labor for him. It never had to be asserted. It was universally assumed that the Negro was a lower species, whom God, in his wonderfully mysterious way, had endowed with a capacity for unremitting heavy labor. That the Negro was considered by civilized men to be exempt of the ordinary decency can simply be inferred from a very precise drawing of a slave ship submitted to the House of Commons in the early 18th century to prove that the seagoing accommodations of slaves was not only ingenious but humane. Here, people slept in orderly piles, 2 or 3 men on top of each other, an arrangement at once neat and thoughtful, to which Charles Dickens wrote in another satirical context or comedic context, no Christian could possibly object. Now, the picture that they're talking about is the picture that, a lot of revolutionaries had and that showed the slave ships and how they packed them in the bottom of the boat, right? They're saying that was humane. And that God signed off on that.
based on their standards.
So I'm saying, we have to build our own world. We had to build our own nation. And we have to build our own civilization. We're already in it now. And y'all can't be scared. And if you're brave, you have to have some knowledge and some understanding for your bravery. It's one thing to not fear the police, but you got to understand how you got in that position. And maybe with some more thought or whatever, applied knowledge, that a lot of these things, altercations with our sons and the police, with a little more understanding, a little more thought, it could have saved lives. And I'm saying this as an elder. I'm saying, come, let us reason together. You should know what we know. I want you to know everything I know. Because we can back up everything. But if we won, how am I going to have a happy victory and you still in slavery?
Do you want the definition read?
Yes. I want to give them the definition of invalid so you know what your station is going to be and has been.
Okay.
It says a person made weak or disabled by illness or injury.
Wow.
Now, is slavery injury? Okay, so you've been injured.
Yeah.
And you've been made what? Disabled. So they disabled. They disabled our people. Now, all I'm doing, come back, I'm saying, hey, it's time for revival.
Yeah.
And when I say revival, revive.
Life.
To bring you back to life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this thing about, they created this thing about the youth don't like the elders and the elders don't like the youth. That's a damnable lie. But people might not be doing everything they're supposed to do. But you ain't gonna hear some elders saying they don't like young people. It's a circumstance, man. It's what we've been through. When you have been created as an invalid, you can't fend for yourself. And in most instances, you can't even think for yourself. Well, some people then just gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's up to all you strong young people. It's up to y'all. But if y'all don't connect with the victors.
Yeah.
And can I speak to that? Because I was telling Anthony that yesterday we went in fellowship with some elders, and it was like rich of knowledge. And so as everybody was walking in, I'm like, dang, like this person looks like he's 75. He's definitely 82 because he's told us. This person is 63. We're the youngest ones in the room. And I stayed looking around waiting for people who look our age to walk in, and it never happened.
That's right.
And so while we was there, I'm thinking, like, I told Anthony, I'm gonna stop saying that where the elders at, the women that's supposed to teach the younger. Like, I'm gonna stop saying that because they're here. It's just people, I'm not gonna say we because we are, but people who are our age or close to our age proximity, they're not going where you all are. You're not on social media. You're not on these. And it's like we gotta stop trying to make you all get with the program. Now, if you're willing to go before the camera, then great. But if not, then we have to go to where you all are to be able to, like, if we keep saying, bridge that gap and have that conversation. And when the elder there made a statement that is sticking with me, he said, education. Let me go mess up. Hold on, I thought I could remember it. He said the following. Hold on. He said, education isn't designed to make you remember facts. It's to make you think. So as I was at the time getting, I was like, huh? You know, it's kind of one of those moments. Like, he said it so quick. And as I kept thinking about it, and things that you're stating now about even us sitting before you, we're being educated. And you're literally making me think about a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different, my biggest thing, what is the solution? Yeah. Like, what is the solution? Let's stop bickering and arguing. We said, let's reason together, but if the end of the conversation doesn't lead to a solution, then to me, it was of no use. We just sat here looking at each other, saying a lot of words, but didn't get to the solution. And by if not tonight, by tomorrow, we need to be operating in the process of the solution.
So let me respond to that. It's a real simple equation. I was watching this T-Mobile commercial, and you've probably seen it, where it had a door, and they were talking about how, about all the calls and the texting and all of that, and you had all these people trying to get through this one door, and they was jammed at the door. Mm-hmm. And then they showed another scene where people were in orderly file, and they just moved through the door. So I'm gonna say something that flies in the face of this whole hip hop thing and all of that stuff. Look, if you find somebody who done figured it out, follow the leader. Mm-hmm. They got everybody saying that we leaders. Now let me tell you why so much violence, right? Not just the whole slavery thing and all that kind of stuff. This is what happens with disconnection from elders. Now, elders got wisdom, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So every now and then they'll say, hey, son, da-da-da-da-da. But what happens when you separate yourself from them? Because from a psychological and sociological perspective, you ain't grown at 23, 24, 25, and 26. Especially for men mature slower than women. Yeah. Are you following what I'm saying? So now, you got all of these young people running around the world doing all kinds of things and have no benefit of elder wisdom. And they get caught up in things. They bumble into things. It's an epidemic of black people who going outside the land and going places getting killed. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they don't have the benefit of the knowledge. Yeah. If they had the elder to talk to, the elder might say, no, that ain't the place you need to go to, because if you do that. But when hip hop came along, I saw the commercial. You seen the hip hop commercial where they celebrating and everything. Well, hip hop the most powerful thing and we gonna be around forever. I'm at variance with that. Because it was through hip hop that they taught children to disrespect authority and disrespect parents. Yeah. I mean, really. And so what I'm saying is that we have to take a look at that. You got so many young people dying because they don't have the benefit. Most of them won't even listen. Hey, do you know that a lot of our behavior was how white children was behaving with their parents? Mm. We wasn't talking back to our parents when we was coming up, man. We wasn't cussing at them and doing all this kind of stuff. And there was less violence, less crime, and all of that. There's an intrinsic reality between the life expectancy of a child and his parents, whether they just be parents or grandparents. There's an intrinsic reality of life expectancy. You don't have that relationship, your life expectancy. See, y'all protected because what do y'all do? Y'all are everywhere elders are. Mm-hmm. So just like you said, if you miss, oh, y'all make me think. Well, that's the whole thing we're supposed to do, at least make you think so that you can make informed choices. Not that we want to control what you do, but we're responsible for your health until you leave the planet. Mm-hmm. That's what we don't understand. And my children are my children. I don't care if they're 60, 70, and I got 52-year-olds, a 54-year-old. But I'm responsible for their health. So when I talk to them, I'm asking, how you doing? Da-da-da, what you doing? Da-da-da-da, how you doing? You feeling sick? Did you do this? Did you do that? Da-da-da-da-da. You understand? And they can call me anytime. Anything happening, they can call me and get the wisdom. Not because I want to dominate them. I want to protect what I brought into the world. Yeah. Now you tell me this world ain't killing us? So imagine an elder. You understand what I'm saying? I'm thinking about my babies and grandbabies every day. Every day. Every day. I got them in my force field. And all of those who are my loved ones, they're in the force field. Because there's some stuff I know that other people don't know. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what they did to us. They changed the equation, the mind-heart equation. And it used to be mind over matter, right? But they flipped it to matter over mind. That's why everybody's trying to get stuff. Mm-hmm. They want stuff because matter is over mind. Mm. So you're going to get a 64-inch television, don't need a 64-inch television. You spend your money, you're going to get a concert ticket, costs $1,000, some tennis shoes, it costs you $1,200 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's matter over mind. Yeah. And so when we say the mind is not in the cranium, it's not the gray matter. The mind is the blood. All the information is the blood. So what is the heart? The physical reality of the heart is pumping information through your body.
How do we flow the issues of life too?
This is what I'm saying. So what happens when you switch the equation?
Stop using it.
Stop using it. So the heart becomes inconsequential. Mm-hmm. That's why everybody got hardened of the arteries and they got some type of heart, conditions, breathing conditions and all these types of things. Because why? They done changed the equation. Wow. You thinking more about matter than you are about your blood. I ain't making this stuff up. Oh. This is real stuff. So, I think I done gave a lot. So.
Yeah, like I said, we gotta definitely have you back for, so many topics we can talk about. Yeah. But like I said, we're here to listen and to share the wisdom because, like I said, everybody has a perspective. Until you get it from the person's own mouth, it really brings you to a point of understanding.
Yes.
Yes. So,
and I'm telling you, I'm proud of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And all the young people who are like you. And I'm proud of young people who ain't scared of police because they have this place. But if they come and get the wisdom, we'll make them more powerful so they don't have to fall into the altercations. Because every YouTube you see, they respond to something that is in the police manifesto. When police walk up on you, or they pull you over, for the males, especially the males, they'll touch your arm. That is supposed to make you react. And the slightest reaction, it justifies whatever they do to you. Slightest reaction. So we got to teach you how to, because we don't need the young people to die. You understand? We need the young people to live so that we can build our world. So you imagine us agonizing over this stuff every day, every time a child get killed and all that kind of stuff, man. And you saying, what's the answer? Follow the leader. So we can lead y'all out of this. You was led into darkness. Yeah. But don't somebody need to lead you into the light? Yeah. That's all. Ain't nobody trying to control it. I don't care what you worship, what you eat. Well, I do care what you eat to some extent. I gotta look for your health, but whatever your philosophy and all that kind of stuff is, that's your thing. But when it comes to living a thriving life, we're already in survival mode. Mm-hmm. And if you're in survival, you're dying. But if you're thriving, you smell like that beautiful rose. Now you don't want to give it to nobody. You want to keep it for yourself. Right? So my honor to spend this time with you, beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Young people, young people. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a beautiful thing when we can bring the wisdom and share it with you. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't just sharing it with you out of ego. We sharing it so that it changes the condition, that it elevates who we are and what we do. And it gives us more conscious choices. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We come to a place where now we learn how to react in a situation so that we stay alive and live to do our work. Right? So, all honor and praise to the audience, all honor and praise to you, all honor and praise to the spirits of our people who have put their hand to this handle, and we say no more.
No more.
No more.
But we're going to say victory.
Victory.
So I.
And if we got the victory, then y'all got it too.
Yeah.
Now, where's that book? Where's your book?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I know you said it's not. Remember we was at your house last time? I was like, when you putting this book out?
Well, he got the other one out. It is one that is on Amazon, but I think it's under the Kindle, so you can get it.
Yes, yeah.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
You can get that one. This is the revised edition. Okay. And they made a mistake in this. That's the only reason why it's not out. So they got to make, it's just one mistake, but it was colossal. So you won't even know where to go to the chapters, right? Because they messed that up. But this is the book. It used to be called War, Destiny, and Freedom.
Move your hand down.
Huh?
Move your hand down. There you go.
Now it's called Free. Just free.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying if I'm free, I'm trying to share that with you. I'm working to share that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm free, you free.
Absolutely.
And you have the ability to be free. You understand? Because we created freedom. Yeah, we're only 60 years into it.
Yahoo.
Right. Yeah. But we created it. We achieved it. So now our people can celebrate. You know what I mean? So there are other things I'll share at some particular point, but I pray that I've been able to do the right thing for your show.
Absolutely.
You coming was more than enough.
Absolutely.
And the book will be out soon, y'all. It's called Free by Prince Dr. Sar Amiel. And the subtitle is The Hebrew Israelite Victory. And we're here to tell you. So come on in, the water's fine.
Just dive right on in.
Dive right on in.
Don't put your big toe, just dive. I love it.
So thank you all.
And, thank you.
Yeah, bless you.
We're going to close out with just one of your songs. And we appreciate you. And we will have many more for those who just watched this. We thank you for tuning in to the show, and we look forward to you guys tuning in for other shows that we also have on here. And we're going to continue to bridge the gap. We're going to continue to bring you information and give you perspective that you may not have heard as of yet, because we are people. We need to get outside the box and begin to use our brain that the Most High gave us. So use your brains. Think. All right.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Cause you know I watch over you. I watch over you. I won't be preaching to ya. I'll teach you to be aware. The way, keeping you out of harm's way. For you weakness like birds of prey, ready to pounce on you when you least suspect it. But I got your back, got your back, got your back. Gonna watch over you, depend on me, and that's a simple fact. But all the things I'm teaching, you gotta meet me in the middle. So when you're riding through, you keep yourself out of trouble. But I got your back, got your back, got your back. Gonna watch over you, depend on me, and that's a simple fact.
Shalom.